Oh, hello, Spooky. Are you being nosy? Yes, you are. Hi guys, so I've been requested to do a piercing / tattoo video. You probably already noticed if you watched some of my other videos that I do have piercings and tattoos. So I thought I'd just throw them all into one video and show you what I have. So I'm going to start with my piercings. I don't actually have that many. The first piercing that I got was my lobe piercings. They were when I was younger, but I had to take them out for when I had a swimming lesson in primary school and they closed up, so I couldn't get them back in. So I had them redone when I was around 14. Pain wise, it stung, and then it just felt really hot. But other than that, lobes are pretty good for your first piercing. The second piercing I got was my right nostril. That was a bit painful. I had it done with a gun in a jeweler's shop. Yeah, that wasn't pleasant, but I ended up having to retire it because I had that when I was in primary school and they didn't like it. So I had to take that out. My third piercing is my septum. And I got that done when I was 14. So in 2010. Pain, they numbed it. I don't know whether it had a placebo effect, but it actually wasn't that bad. There is a piece of skin in between your septum, which is what they're supposed to pierce. If they get it, then it's a lot more pleasant. If they don't and they go through that cartilage, then you haven't got a very good piercist. The next piercing that I got was my labret, which I have a pretty opal ball on the end. Don't know if you can see it really. That was okay. Again, I'm quite good with piercing and tattoo pain. It stung. Probably a 4 out of 10. It's just sharp. Other than the fact that the needle stabbed the roof of my mouth because I shut my mouth when the needle was in. It was fine. It's just the healing. I just hate the healing process with piercings. So, and you have to have the bigger bar, and yeah. The next piercing that I got was my Medusa. Oh, there's a cat. Spooky. Yeah, that's my cat, Spooky. Medusa, that was a bit more painful. It's just like a really sharp feeling. Makes your eyes water a little bit. But other than that, you can deal with it, and it's for a split second. It's just the healing process again. I changed the bar quite quickly because I do work in a tattoo studio, and I shouldn't have done that because about 3 hours after I changed it to a smaller bar, it looked like I'd had lip fillers in my top lip, and it did not look good. And the only other piercing that I have is one of my nipple piercings, and it was numbed, so I just felt a little bit of tugging and pulling, but other than that, pain wise, it was pretty fine. It was probably 4 again out of 10. It's just the healing. Nipple piercings are a difficult one because they just take so long to heal, and they never really truly do heal. So when you're feeling down or unwell, it might flare up a little bit, but that's the same with all piercings in general. Tattoos. So the first tattoo that I got was of some bats on my collarbone. I was 18 at the time. It was a bit of a rash decision. My friend was getting a tattoo and he had time, so I thought, do you know what? Let's get my first tattoo. I don't exactly regret it. I regret that I didn't wait long enough for it, because I had to wait 4 years to get it reworked because it faded, it looked boring, it just wasn't a great tattoo. So I'll just show you that now. So that is the rework that I had done, and a pumpkin was added, which actually I'm really happy with because I absolutely love Halloween and pumpkins and everything autumny, so it just fit perfectly. My cat's interfering with my video. So the second tattoo that I got was of a cat skull on the back of my neck. Took around an hour and a half. Originally I went in with a design of just a basic sketchy black lines cat skull. It had ears as well, and I know cat skulls do not have ears, but I wanted people to recognise it as a cat. So I left the studio and I come back on my appointment day and he had redesigned 3 tattoos for me to choose from, and it was difficult, but I just went for it and I chose a Day of the Dead design, which I absolutely love. It's probably one of my favourite tattoos that he has done for me. So I'll just show you that one. So the third tattoo that I got was of my cat called Salem. It's on my thigh. It's a memorial tattoo for him because he passed away quite young and I had to have him put to sleep because he had antifreeze poisoning. It was awful. And I just had to get a tattoo to signify him because I absolutely adored that cat. I've never ever had a cat like him, and I know people think, oh, it's just a cat. No, it's not. That might just be a dog, or that might be just a lizard that you have, but to you they mean something, and he meant a lot to me. It took about an hour and a half. It's not finished. I need background and shading added to it. I will eventually do that. I just keep getting more ideas and getting those instead. So this is it. So my fourth tattoo is of an acorn. Me and my husband got matching tattoos done around 2 years ago, I think it was now, about 2 years. The acorn is to signify the acorn out of The Hobbit that Bilbo carries with him, that's originally from his home in Hobbiton. And me and my husband absolutely love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and the whole meaning behind the tattoo and the little quote that's with it is just a personal thing to me and him, which is this. My fifth tattoo was another cat tattoo, which is on my other thigh. That is a portrait of my childhood cat called Biscuit. He passed away as well. Wasn't really old, he was only 8, but he had kidney failure and he was very, very cute. So I thought it would be really fitting to have him and Salem together on my thighs. He took around 3 hours, so he's a lot more colourful, more realistic as well compared to Salem. So that's why I want to get Salem a bit updated and get that colour in, and then I'll have both my thighs finished. So this is Biscuit. My 6th tattoo I had done is the start of my sleeve. This took 3 hours. The pain was absolutely fine. I bared with it. It was probably the easiest tattoo that I've had. My cat is making noises. Spooky. Yeah, Wednesday was pretty easy. So I can actually show you this one here. That's Wednesday. So she is pretty creepy. My eyes consists of spider webs and dead roses. And I absolutely love her. You can see part of my pumpkin. So, yeah. And my tattooist designed that for me as well. And I absolutely love her. And I'll show you a proper picture of her here now. My 7th tattoo is of a planchette and a hand. This is above my other ankle because I like to try and be even with the tattoos. This I just got because I thought it was cool. It's dark. It's gothic looking. I just wanted something like that. It's spiritual and I love all that stuff. So I just wanted to get it. It's got no meaning. I just liked the tattoo. All of my tattoos have been redesigned. None of them are straight copies. That is not cool. So just don't do that, guys. Don't copy. And anyone that has a tattooist that copies straight from another person's work is just not a cool tattooist, and I'd recommend that you don't go to them anymore. If they do not make the effort and time to redesign you a tattoo or draw you something up fresh, then they obviously haven't got the creativity. My tattooists, I have 2, and they spend so much time on designing and tattooing. Like, they have to go home and draw this stuff up, and it's not easy. So just don't copy other people's tattoos, please. The 8th tattoo that I got is of a poison apple. Originally I wanted the poison apple from Snow White, the cartoon version, but maybe a little bit darker, creepier, because I love creepy tattoos. And my tattooist redesigned it completely into a realistic skull and apple, and I love it. She did really well. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm glad that I went with it, because you have to trust your tattooist. So if you trust them, then that's the best thing you could possibly feel. And this is my poison apple. So the last tattoo that I recently got, you may have seen on my channel. I actually made a quick video of some snippets during the 3-hour sitting. It is of Lydia Dietz, and it's part of my... So I have this huge gap here, but she is sitting here. I need to get this bit filled. She took 3 hours, and I absolutely love her. She is done by the same artist that did my Wednesday. Pain-wise, the forearm, absolutely fine. The wrist, oh my God, I have never ever felt anything like it. I thought I was pretty good with tattoos, and I think I am, but the wrist is a different story. If someone tells you that the wrist does not hurt, it does. well, it does if you have like block black and white constantly going over it. It literally felt like someone had cut my arm, peeled the skin away and was tattooing over my veins and the stuff underneath. Yeah, it wasn't comfortable, and probably the last 20 minutes I did start to struggle, but that happens, and now I know for next time to be a bit more prepared because I've not had my wrist tattooed before. So I will just show you her now. So they are all my tattoos and piercings. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I do piercing at the studio I work in, so if you have any questions about piercings or healing processes, anything to do, jewelry even, anything to do with that, then go ahead and ask me in the comments, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye guys.